Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to PendulumEdu learners. Thank you for joining in. I am Manisha and I welcome you to this very own platform of yours, that is PendulumEdu. I hope I'm clearly audible to all of you and you guys have joined me in. So I've been waiting for you all to join me in. So I see a few of you there live with me. Those who are live with me, I would request you all to comment and let me know, so that I come to know and I can connect, interact with you, okay? Yes. Vishwasarupam, Rahul, Karishma, Akash, everyone. Good morning, guys, good morning. So let's begin with the editorial session. Those who are new, I should tell you quickly that Monday to Saturday, every morning at 9 a.m. we go live, okay, for the editorial session on our YouTube channel, that is PendulumEdu. You have to just visit this channel. You can subscribe it right away if you haven't subscribed it, guys. Also, not to forget to like and share the video. Hello, Karishma Beta. All right. Great. So I hope that you guys are doing good. You enjoyed your Sunday. You did well on this, holiday. So let's now start with the session, and the article for the day heads as Undead section on section 66A of the IT Act. Now, undead is an adjective and it's a beautiful word. See how beautifully things have been explained. It says undead section. So on section 66A of the IT Act, okay, undead means something that is dead, but is something that's technically dead. It's no longer in existence, but it is animated in form. Like मतलब उसको किसी और प्रकार से इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है, जबकि वो technically it is dead, it is no longer in existence. Okay, so जो section 66A है हमारे IT Act का, वो technically it is dead, it does not exist, but still it's being used. Now how, why, कैसे animated form में वो इस्तेमाल होता है, please, how would we come to know about it? So this is what we're talking about. So here if I say in Hindi, I would say something that is ajeevit. कोई चीज जो अजीवित है या कोई चीज जो मरा हुआ है, that is. Okay. The invalid section 66A is often invoked out of ignorance, but it serves as a tool of harassment. Now, it says the invalid section of 66A is often invoked out of ignorance. So when I say but it serves, see, tool of harassment, because it's being used as a tool to trouble people, to harass people. Okay, good morning, Muskan, good morning. So, though it's invalid, see, it's again written, the invalid section 66A, it is invoked out. Invoke is a verb that means to evoke. ठीक है, कोई जैसे हम होते हैं ना, किसी चीज को उत्तेजित करना, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल we try to evoke a response, or we try to invoke a response from someone, या फिर किसी चीज के अगेंस्ट एकदम से रिएक्ट करना. ओके, सो ये जो एक्ट है 66A, इसको काफी बारी इन्वोक किया गया है, सब कुछ इग्नोर करके कि वो इनवैलिड है, उस सब चीजों को इग्नोर करके इसको इस्तेमाल में लाया गया है, एंड it's been used as a tool of harassment. Now, it is quite disconcerting that the Supreme Court has been informed for the second time in 2 years that section 66A of the IT Act, which was struck down as unconstitutional 6 years ago. Guys, struck down, that means declared. It's a phrasal verb. Struck down मतलब उसका नाम वहां से खारिज कर दिया गया था, उसको डिक्लेयर कर दिया था void, declare to be void, उसको null and void घोषित कर दिया गया था. फिर 6 साल पहले, फिर भी अभी पास 2 सालों में सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पास ये आप कह सकते हैं प्ली आई है that section 66A has been brought into use. It is still being invoked by police and in some trial courts. One can see why the court deemed it a shocking state of affairs. कहते हैं कि हम देख सकते हैं कि कोर्ट इसको why the court deemed it a shocking state of affairs in a petition. Okay, सुप्रीम कोर्ट की यहाँ पर बात हो रही है, द कोर्ट मतलब सुप्रीम कोर्ट. द राइटर सेज दैट वी हैव टू सी, हम देख पा रहे हैं कि क्यों कोर्ट ने कहा कि दिस इज शॉकिंग स्टेट ऑफ अफेयर्स, ये बहुत शॉकिंग है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट की ही बात नहीं मानी जा रही है. When a petition by the People's Union for Civil Service, that is PUCL, came up for hearing. PUCL ने इस बात की जो है आवाज उठाई है इस बात के लिए, तब जाकर people have taken this into notice. Otherwise, maybe they were ignoring it completely, right? People knew about it because this section was into use, but PUCL came up for hearing. Section 66A made messages deemed by the police to be of offensive or menacing to anyone. Menacing, I'll help you with this. Or those that cause annoyance, a criminal offense if these were sent through a computer or computer resource. कहते हैं कि Section 66A में जो मैसेजेस हैं वो पुलिस को ऑफेंसिव करार देते हैं, मतलब they tell that the police is the one who is the reason behind this. ठीक है. Menacing means troubling. Menacing to anyone, that means troubling. It has been used as an adjective. या फिर ऐसा कुछ जो कि लोगों के लिए अनोयंस क्रिएट करा, उनको परेशान करा. इन सब को उन्होंने क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस कहा है. ठीक है, अगर आपने इसको किसी भी कंप्यूटर या किसी कंप्यूटर रिसोर्स के थ्रू भेजा है तो. इट प्रिस्क्राइब्ड अ प्रिजन टर्म ऑफ अप टू 3 years ऑन कन्विक्शन. जैसे ही कन्विक्शन का मतलब अगर ये चीज प्रूव होती है, देयर इज अ कन्विक्शन अबाउट इट, देन द पर्सन इज टू बी सेंटेंस्ड टू 3 years ऑफ जेल. So this is a misuse. You see, this is complete absolute misuse, and this is all because of sheer ignorance. Okay, because we've been ignoring, and the police has been ignoring a few things. Now, Muskan, Karishma, shall we go ahead with this? Any confusion until here? बताएंगे क्विकली. Okay, all right. So we can go ahead with this. Let's go ahead. All right. Thank you for your responses. Now here, as you see, the writer says that in its landmark judgment in Shreya Singhal 2015, लैंडमार्क जजमेंट उस जजमेंट को के लिए हम यूज करते हैं जिसको कि एक रेफरेंस की तरह यूज किया जाता है. ठीक है, एग्जाम्पल सेट होता है. द कोर्ट रूल्ड दैट द प्रोविजन वाज वेग. वेग दैट इज एन एडजेक्टिव व्हिच मींस अनक्लियर, कि ये बात अस्पष्ट थी. and violated the freedom of free speech. It was so broadly defined that it took into its sweep protected speech also, and therefore upset the balance between the exercise of the free speech right and the imposition of reasonable restrictions. Imposition matlab lagu karna, like to implement, the act of implementing. Okay, the act of implementing, that is imposition. So the writer says that it was therefore upset the balance between the exercise of the free speech right and the imposition of reasonable restrictions on it. There were, so it says that when in this landmark judgment the court stated clearly that it was completely unclear, और इसने जो फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच है उसको वायलेट किया है, और साफ साफ सो ब्रॉडली डिफाइन कि ये जो है इसको स्पीच प्रोटेक्शन के लिए या फिर इस तरह से इस्तेमाल करना होगा दैट इट वुड प्रोटेक्ट स्पीच, एंड इट वुड देयरफॉर अपसेट द बैलेंस बिटवीन राइट ऑफ फ्री स्पीच और कुछ जो रिस्ट्रिक्शंस है लगाने के. इसलिए देखो, सी द पॉइंट इज देयर आर सम रिस्ट्रिक्शंस व्हिच आर रीजनेबल, which are viable, that they must be there. Okay, But at the same time, while imposing those restrictions, we should be aware, we should be very cautious that we do not violate someone's freedom of free speech. Now, in January 2019 too, the court's attention was drawn to the same problem of the invalidated provision being used by the police. Invalidated provision, that means section 66A. Invalidated provision से मतलब है जो चीज invalid बोल दी गई थी, जो कि void था, इस सेक्शन, इस एक्ट को फिर भी इस्तेमाल किया गया. सो 2019 जनवरी में पुलिस को फिर से कोर्ट को फिर से बोला गया. And being used by police to register cases based on complaints. पुलिस ने cases register किए थे इस section के अंतर्गत. Not much seems to have changed since then, and it is quite surprising that the police headquarters and prosecutors in the various states had not disseminated. Disseminated, that is a verb that means scattered. कहते हैं ना फैलाना. इससे साफ पता चलता है कि जो पुलिस हेडक्वार्टर्स हैं और जो प्रोसिक्यूटर्स जो कि केस किसी के बिहाफ पे लड़ते हैं, इनमें से किसी ने भी जो कोर्ट की इफेक्ट है या जो कोर्ट का डिसीजन था वो सब तक पहुंचाया नहीं है. इट हैज नॉट बिन डिसेमिनेटेड अंटिल नाउ. एंड किसी भी, चाहे आप पुलिस ऑफिसर्स की बात कीजिए, चाहे आप प्रोसिक्यूटर्स की बात कीजिए, इनफैक्ट सारे के सारे पुलिस स्टेशंस को भी नहीं पता कि सेक्शन 66A was being declared null and void by the Supreme Court. Like they are also not aware. There were also instances of courts framing charges under section 66A even after lawyers had cited the judgment 2015. कहते हैं 2015 की जजमेंट का एग्जाम्पल देने के बाद भी यदि लॉयर्स एग्जाम्पल देते हैं उसके बावजूद सेक्शन 66A का यूज किया जा रहा था और उसको यूज किया गया है. So see, at first if you see that the information was not disseminated, this is one part. Second part is that despite telling or despite mentioning the 2015 judgment, still there were charges framed under section 66A. Now this is what is this? This is sheer misuse of power and authority, right? Okay, until here anybody has any confusion, or we'll go ahead. All right, okay, let's go ahead then, learners. The writer also adds that the PUCL has said as many as 745 cases are still pending in district courts in 11 states. It is not difficult to surmise. Surmise, that's a verb that means to make it sufficient. It's not difficult to surmise that police officers who receive complaints and register them as first information reports may not be aware of the judgment. कहते हैं कि ये sufficient नहीं है. It is difficult to sufficiently believe इस बात, to make it sufficiently believe. आप इस बात का विश्वास कर पाए कि पुलिस ऑफिसर्स जो कि सबसे पहले कंप्लेंट्स, जिनके जो FIR रिपोर्ट करते हैं, उनको भी इन सब के बारे में नहीं पता होगा या इस जजमेंट के बारे में नहीं पता होगा. Though one cannot rule out instances of the section being invoked deliberately as a tool of harassment, but अगर 2015 के जजमेंट के बावजूद, बताने के बावजूद भी the section has been put into use, then this was used as a tool of harassment and nothing more than that. Ignorance of the law is no excuse for the citizen, and that it must equally be no excuse for police officers who include invalidated sections in FIRs. So the writer says that the law should be equal for all, even if it's police officers जिन्होंने की ऐसा सेक्शन जो इनवैलिड बोल दिया गया है फिर भी उसको FIR में यूज किया है, उनके अगेंस्ट भी एक्शन होना चाहिए. Recently, police in Uttar Pradesh booked a journalist for defamation. Defamation, guys, defamation is a noun subject. हिंदी में हम कहते हैं मानहानि. disrespecting someone, or that is defamation. किसी की respect को अगर आप publicly अगर आप गलत चीज के लिए आप उनको disrespect कर रहे हैं, then that person can definitely file a defamation case. तो एक जर्नलिस्ट को डेफेमेशन के लिए अंडर सेक्शन 500 बुक किया गया in UP, even though the Supreme Court has ruled that defamation can be pursued only by way of private complaints and there can be no FIR. अब सोचिए, ये भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट की रूलिंग है, ये भी नहीं मानी जा रही है. The current hearing may result in directions to states and police as well as the court registries for appropriate advisories to both station house officers and magistrates, but it is not necessary for those concerned to wait for such orders. So at present, जो कि current hearing court में होगी, it will result in coming up with directions and orders to states and the police as well as to the court registries for appropriate advisories, कि उनके पास advisories हो सब चीज़ों के लिए. मजिस्ट्रेट्स भी, स्टेशन हाउस ऑफिसर्स भी होने चाहिए, और आपको ऐसे ऑर्डर्स के लिए बट इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप ऐसे ऑर्डर्स के लिए वेट करेंगे. ऐसे ऑर्डर्स मतलब ये जो ऑर्डर की हम बात करें, अगर कोई डिसीजन सुप्रीम कोर्ट के द्वारा लिया गया है, then it should be known to all, it should be followed by all, right? That is what the writer is trying to explain and express. Writer also adds that police chiefs and the directorates of prosecution is the act of proceeding a trial. मतलब वही बात है जो केस चल रहा है वो. So the police chiefs and directors of prosecution must proactively means in advance. It's an adverb. कहते हैं ना सक्रिय रूप से. So सक्रिय रूप से proactively begin a process of conveying to the lower courts and investigators all important judgments and their effect on the practices relating to investigation, prosecution and the framing of charges from time to time. कहते हैं कि सबको एक प्रोसेस बनाना होगा, ठीक है, और सबको ये जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन या प्रोसिक्यूशन का जो एक प्रोसेस है, इसको बैक टू बैक रिवाइज करना चाहिए, इंपॉर्टेंट जजमेंट्स के बारे में डिस्कस करना चाहिए, दैट एवरीवन इज अवेयर, सो दैट एवरीवन नोज इट, एवरीवन इज अवेयर ऑफ इट. Okay, this is what the writer suggests and advises. See, because why it is important from time to time, because the necessary judgments that the Supreme Court makes, if people are not aware, if the police itself is not aware of the judgment made by Supreme Court, then what is the use and what is, how it is going to be beneficial for the general public, because police itself is unaware of it completely. Right? I hope it's clear to all of you. Learners, I'm going to move on to the top 5 words quickly. Quickly let me know if everything is clear to you. All right. Okay, so shall we go on to top 5 words? Here are the top 5 words. Proactively is an adverb. Vague is an adjective. Menace, as I told you, menacing वहां पर था, चलिए menace यहाँ पर noun की तरह ले लीजिए. Undead adjective, defamation noun. बताएंगे. Good morning, Mahinder. Good morning. Okay, Manish. All right. बेटा Manish, Mahinder, you have to all see at 9 a.m. we go live. So you have to be there at 9 a.m. Notification ka wait hi mat karo. Okay? Be there at 9 a.m. Now see here. Proactively means well in advance. पहले से ही किसी चीज के लिए रेडी होना या उस काम को करना, दैट्स प्रोएक्टिवली. वेग इज अनक्लियर, अस्पष्ट. समथिंग दैट्स नॉट क्लियर, दैट्स वेग. ओके, इस उस केस में वो अनक्लियर कहलाएगा. ठीक है महेंद्र, आपने चैनल सब्सक्राइब किया हुआ है महेंद्र? महेंद्र, इफ यू हैवंट सब्सक्राइब द चैनल, पहले तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. आप जैसे ही चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करेंगे आपको जो बेल आइकन दिखता है ना, उसको एक बार क्लिक करेंगे, वहां पर आएगा ऑल. ठीक है, ऑल. तो वो जब आप नोटिफिकेशन ऑल पर क्लिक कर देते हैं तो फिर आपको सारे सेशंस की नोटिफिकेशंस आने लगते हैं. ओके, I am Manisha Mahinder. बेटा महेंद्र, इस यहाँ पर भी आपको नोटिफिकेशन आती है. अगर आपने ऑल सेलेक्ट नहीं किया हुआ है, यदि आपको नोटिफिकेशन नहीं आती है तो आप नोटिफिकेशन का वेट मत कीजिए. 9 बजे क्लास होती है. सिंपल सी बात है, आपको पेंडुलम ईडीयू प्लेटफॉर्म पता है, आपको चैनल पर आ जाना है सीधा. चलिए आगे देखेंगे. वेग इज अनक्लियर, जो अस्पष्ट है जो चीज. ओके, मीनेस क्या होता है? अच्छा, आर्टिकल में मीनेसिंग था जो हमने एडजेक्टिव के तौर पे पढ़ा था, विच मीन्स ट्रबलिंग. मैंने यहां आपको मीनेस लिख के दिया है. मीनेस नाउन होता है. मीनेस का मतलब क्या होगा? ट्रबल, मुसीबत. ठीक है, मीनेस क्या होगा? ट्रबल. ओके महेंद्र, एनीवन एल्स जिसको कोई कंफ्यूजन है? और सबके पास लिंक है, डिस्क्रिप्शन में देखिए लिंक. आपके पास वर्ड लिस्ट की भी लिंक है, सारे वर्ड्स आपको वो भी लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में दी होती है. टेलीग्राम ग्रुप की लिंक भी आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन में दी होती है. सो यू गाइज हैव टू सब्सक्राइब ऑल दिस, यू गाइज हैव टू ज्वाइन इन लर्नर्स. ये सब आपके लिए ही प्रोवाइड किया गया है. ओके, नाउ अनडेड हमने आज का पहला वर्ड क्या था? अनडेड बताएंगे करिश्मा, बताएंगे फटाफट से मुझे. मुस्कान, महेंद्र, मनीष, क्विकली टेल मी. Yes, quickly tell me about undead. Yes, it was something that's technically dead, but used another form. इसको किसी और ढंग से यूज किया जा रहा है. टेक्निकली वो डेड है, फिर भी उसका इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है. ठीक है, एनिमेटेड फॉर्म में या ऑल्टरनेटिव फॉर्म में. और डेफेमेशन मैंने आपको कहा था मानहानि. सिंपल याद रखेंगे, मानहानि को हम डेफेमेशन कहते हैं. ओके, यस, मर के भी जिंदा. वेरी गुड करिश्मा, वेरी गुड. That's absolutely right. Yes, Karishma, very good. So let's go on to the error spotting part from the editorial, guys. Here is the first one. बताएंगे there were also instances of courts framing charges under section 66A even after lawyers had cited 2015 judgments. Quickly tell me guys, where do you see the error in the given sentence? Read it properly because you have just read all of this in the article itself. अभी मैंने आपको समझाया है. Where do you see the error? Quickly. महिंदर, करिश्मा, मुस्कान, मनीष बताएंगे. Now if you see, there were also instances, plural है, कोई गलती नहीं है. Of course, framing charges under section 6 is correct है. Even after lawyers had cited, जब उन्होंने 2015 वाली judgment भी बता दी. Yes, Manish, that's right D, ये हमें apostrophe नहीं चाहिए. 2015 judgment, very good. Option D is the correct answer. That's right, Manish. Option D is the correct answer. That is absolutely, absolutely correct. Shall we go ahead on to the next one? No, Manish, we don't need judgments. We simply need, see that it was just one. It was the landmark judgment. It's just one judgment, right? So we don't need S or apostrophe S. All right. Second one. In its landmark judgment in Shreya Singhal 2015, the court ruled that the provision was vague and violated the freedom of free speech. बताएंगे. Quickly, once you start reading it, it's very close. Read it properly. यहाँ पर homophones का misuse है. Homophones have been used inappropriately, guys. So where do you see the error? Quickly tell me. Yes, exactly. In part A. It will not be apostrophe. It will be in its landmark judgment. Because see, whenever you have to express possession, we use ITS. But this is a contraction for it is. Though the pronunciation is same, but the usage is absolutely different. No apostrophe when we are expressing possession, okay? I hope that's clear to all of you. No apostrophe when you're expressing the possession. Next, third one. The current hearing may result to directions to states and the police as well as the court registries. The current hearing may result in, absolutely right, may result in and not to, it's B. That's right, Manish. Karishma, Mahinder, Muskan. Learners, here if you see, we always say this resulted in this. So we always use result in and not result to. So the preposition to be used is in instead of to. That's the correction in part B. Is it clear to all of you? I hope that it's clear to all of you, right? So these are the three particular sentences from the editorial itself for the error spotting. This is why I want you all to know how you can get questions from the editorial section, okay? And learners, SSC admit card has been released. So those who have that exam 2021, Tier 1 2021, they can go for the admit card also, okay? Yes, you can go and check your admit cards. They're out. So that is something you should know. So this is where we come to an end for the day, learners. This was the editorial session for today. Kindly like and subscribe the channel. Also like and share the video because that is what I ask you for, nothing more than that, right? So definitely do that. Thank you so much, learners, for joining in. I will see you again at 10 a.m. for SSC's practice class. So be there with me at 10 a.m. Thank you so much.